All right, all right. We are here. What's up with this thing? Like, why does my camera keep doing that? I understand. All right, hold on one second. Trying to get this camera fixed. Let's see. Oh, goodness. Sorry, I didn't mean to sneeze in your ear if you did there. My bad. All right, well, that's huge. Maybe there. All right, good enough. Good enough. All right, so we're going to do a backtesting session here on the inversions. Let's kind of get this stuff moved a little bit here. Okay, let's go to the open. What is this? 6:30. Next day open. Reset. Boom. Let's kind of look at the higher time frame here first. So let's take a look. I did put that right in my way, huh? Let's watch the 15-minute. So we're kind of in a 15-minute gap here. I'm going to try to be a little more aware of like the higher time frame if I can on this back testing session. I do think it helps. So that 15-minute gap kind of aligns with the 1 minute as well. So if we close above right there at open, we'll see. Speed. All right, so we closed above. The problem is we kind of hit the internal liquidity there already, which would have been that wick there. So this would be a higher risk trade if we took it. Looks like we did kind of create equal highs. So I do think this works. I need to go to the 2 minute. Does it allow me to do the 2 minute here? Oh yeah, I got it. I can type it in. I forgot. I haven't done this in a while, so. So yeah, the 2 minute kind of holds up there. We swept liquidity here. I'm just trying to think here. I don't know. I don't hate it. It did kind of create equal highs here, sort of. But I do think there is a high potential of being a loser here. So we do have low resistance liquidity. I think we'll take it just based on that. But there is a chance that this is just a loser. I don't even remember where nothing is on this thing. Here we go. And we would target kind of up here. 39 points. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Stop would be obviously a close back below. It's kind of a 1.5 to 1 here. We're not so worried about the amount, or we're just worried about win percentage on these pretty much. So we'll go break even stop back above here. We really should probably do it here, but I think that's going to be too close. So let's see what we get. I'm going to move the stop down just a little bit. We don't want it to hit it. without a close below. So that is a close below there. So yeah, automatically would be a loser. Oh, I moved this, but I didn't actually move the actual stop. There you go. That's kind of what you get. Like, that's what I was saying from the open. Like, you got the higher time frame there, where we're still kind of in that 15-minute. So kind of just dirty there. Closed below just a bit. No, I'm not trading Grim. This is just back testing. Just back testing. That's all it is. A little back testeroony. All right, so let's look at this one. We're gonna think of each trade in terms of rules. Did we sweep liquidity? Yes. What are we delivering from? Are we delivering from a fair value gap? Yes, we are. All right. In Rats Discord? No, I didn't see it. I haven't been in there lately. I haven't really been on Discord. I was on vacation last week, so. All right, so let's think of this in terms of setups, right? Did we sweep liquidity? Yes. Are we delivering from a fair value gap? Yes. Did we inverse a fair value gap? Yes. So in terms of setups, this will be an A+ setup. So let's take it. And it's probably what I should have waited on to begin with on that first one there. And let's look to the left to find our targets. Seems okay. So this is a 2.9 to 1 here, which is kind of the type of setup you want to look for, right? So this setup makes a lot more sense. Play it out. All right, we're going to let this one continue to play, even though it technically closed below there. We did create equal highs here, so this would be a situation where I wouldn't close it out because of the equal highs. And then right now, you would move your stop to break even. Yeah, that is more than 10 points, so we would scale half. All right, stop this out. We shall check out the fibs in a bit, Grim. So that's one where we checked all the boxes, but the bias is just wrong. It's kind of another manipulation leg there. All right, so very similar setup here. Let's move this over. How do I move this? So it's still a very similar setup. We're still delivering from there. Do we sweep liquidity? Yes. So the same thing. We're kind of generating low resistance liquidity to the downside. So you just got to keep trying it. Another manipulation leg. I'll probably put a hard stop in on this one because the risk to reward's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see. So break-even stop would be... Where did the... what was that line? Right here. It was uptrending, so I think that's something to consider. Yeah, it is. But a lot of times your inversion, you're kind of going against the trend, right? It's kind of what you're doing. A lot of times. All right, stop to break even. And we're also going to scale there because it's more than 10 points. During my live trading, I usually scale at like the first internal liquidity, somewhere between 6 and 10 points, and that guarantees winners, right? So that's why I kind of do that. So stop to break even, and we scaled. And that's the important part. Like, you really want to wait for that manipulation leg. And I really, on that first trade, it was a winner, but, you know, if you wait for that manipulation leg, it typically turns out better. Has a higher probability. All right, just stopped out there. So let's just clean some of this up. And again, we're just being held down by this 1 minute gap above there, right? Which I assume it's still that 15 minute. Well, we closed above on that one. Tapping into that larger gap there. It's also a 5 minute. How did everybody do last week with me gone? Did you guys make some monies? We do okay. Now we're into the lunch hour. Let's go ahead and check the 3 minute here. Yeah, it looks like you will have a gap here on the 3 minute. We'll just keep an eye on that. All right, back to the 1 minute. So here we're holding a 3 minute. So we delivered from a 3 minute gap here. We finally closed above on that 1 minute there. We have relatively equal highs. I mean, I don't think in real time this is one that I would take. I do think it works, but at least to this swing here. So, which is about 10 points. So I'm not going to try it, but we're going to watch it. It's like I said, it's not one I would take in real time, so I'm not going to do it. But we've tried the short a few times. We've been kind of trending up here. So I think this thing does continue up. But since it's not one I would normally take, I'm not going to take it. Although I do think it makes it to that swing there. And you see it close right back up below the gap. So probably a good thing we didn't test it there. I guess it probably failed because the 5 minute never closed above. Yeah, that's what it is. So the 5 minute did not close above. So we're coming into the 1 o'clock hour here on this particular day. How's the market doing so far? Let me open it up and see myself how the market's doing. Kind of idiot box in here. Try to move that quantile out of my way. If you guys haven't already hit the like button for me, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Let's go. Just doing a little back testing. Wow, we must have had some sort of news there. It's interesting. Some sort of news. All right, well, let's continue on. She's just going up. We need some sort of pullback. Some sort of pullback. I guess my license expired. Yes, we will update that. Do I consider patterns? I do like higher lows and lower highs, that sort of thing. Is that what you mean? Or like manipulation legs? That's all I really consider. $64. All right, we may watch this small gap here. We may want to make one more high here before we go back lower. All right, right there. So we inverse this. We held that gap below. If we threw a fib on this, let's do that. Let's kind of fib this leg. So we hit OTE on the pullback here. Boom. So I like this at least to that swing there. And we can kind of target. We can even target all the way up here, realistically. Long duck dong. The R to R on this will be nice, but long. Boom. Play. Okay, so that's going to be our break-even stop. And we're going to scale 50%. Boom. Friend, you're Brazilian and you really want to buy your apartment. Oh, nice. Pass the Topstep with a $100,000 account. Can she use the skull in the next 4 months? Cactus really just depends, man. There's no guarantees in trading. Zero guarantees. Let's back test Oracle. We got to. Otherwise, we'll never get any better. We'll continue to suck. Continue to suck. And oof. Do you want to scale more here? I mean, we're up. 60 points. All right, we'll scale some here. So close to my TP, but I don't like that rejection there. I went up on 230. And there it is. So that was a nice inversion. What? 12,036. It was a 72-point winner there. We like it. We like it. Joey, hello. The only guarantee is losing money. Yeah, cactus, anything's possible, right? I wouldn't like to set a goal like, I mean, it just depends on how long you've been trading, number one. Like, it's just so many factors. So many factors. To kind of put it in perspective for you, I've been trading 14 months, and I'm just now getting profitable. So keep that in mind. All right, it's kind of chopping to the end of the day there. Let's go to the next day open. Boom. And we're kind of in a downtrend, right? We have swept some upside liquidity there. Let's look at the, let's try to look at the higher time frames. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it looks like maybe we want to move up. What's up, Breezy? You'd hate that retracement after that huge move up? Yeah. That's why I was like, let me scale some here, because I kind of thought it was going to hit, but, you know, you never know, right? All right. Let's watch the, I want to see if the 15-minute kind of closes down. If it closes down here, all right, and it just goes. It just goes. We'll pull back there on that leg. Must have had some 10 a.m. news there. All right, we're going to pause this and mark out our gaps that we're watching. Let's go through some things here. Okay. Watching this 1 minute gap here. All right. We are holding. I already know we're holding this gap without even switching over, guys. And like, the more you do this, the more you'll just see this. You'll know there is a gap there without even switching over. It's like, I already know there's a gap here. So did we sweep any liquidity? Well, we swept this swing. We swept very little liquidity. But we did sweep some. We have a data high, obviously, looked like news at 10 a.m. there. So we got that high up there at 12:01, 12:201. So if we close above this gap, I expect us to at least run that data high. Boom. There's the close above. So let's take our long position. This is not going to be a great RR play as far as like if we just only targeted here. But let's look to the left and see what else we can target. All right, we got a wick up here. What else do we got out here? So we got these out here that we can target. So let's mark those out. And come back over here. We'll just target the highest one. We might scale. All right, that one's obviously already been hit. But we may scale a little bit as we hit those other ones there. So let's go ahead and put this out to kind of make our risk reward better. There we go. So about 2.5 to 1, 1 to 2.5. And let's roll. All right, we hit the data high, so that's going to be a break-even stop right there. We're going to scale half our position there. We will maybe scale a little bit more at this one. I don't think I'm going to scale any here because if we hit this, we should hit this, right? All right, I am going to scale a little more there. So we're holding on to just a runner at this point. And we're going to target this upside target. Almost got stopped out there. These news plays. Sorry, my dog's going crazy. The news plays are some of my favorite plays. Hold on. You know, those news plays where you got data highs, data lows are some of my favorite plays because the win rate on those is such a high percentage. Got another little bitty long setup here. 6 points. I don't hate it. Still got that target up there. Holding this gap here. Retest the inversion. What time is it? 11. I mean, I wouldn't hate this. I think in real time I might take this. I'm not going to take it right now since we just got out of that trade. But I don't hate this here. You can see, so it worked right here. So you would have taken it for the close back above your scale. So you would have entered at 191, and your internal liquidity is 200. So that would be your scale spot and your stop to break even. And then you would target back up there at the 261 again. So would have paid 9 points at this point, and you would have been stopped out break even on the second. I mean, that's an okay setup there. We swept liquidity. We're delivering from a gap. I mean, that's still, if you fib, this is probably an OTE. Let's stop it and just look at it. So was this kind of A+? I think it was, but since I just got out of a trade. So, yeah, I can see it hit the 618 perfectly. Inversion. Boom, boom, boom. Easy peasy. So let's close this off. Camber, hey, let's go. What's up? Just doing a little back test of the inversions tonight, this afternoon. You know, I'm a little rusty from last week, not really trading as much. So I literally took like one trade per day last week, maybe two. I think on Thursday I took 2 trades. So I'm really not necessarily rusty because this is like It's like riding a bicycle, right? It's like riding a bicycle. Still kind of got that target up there. If we can get a pullback into maybe this 211 area, 210, leave us some sort of fair value gap to inverse back to the upside, we'll take it. That's probably OT on this leg as well. Possibly. Or maybe we don't. Maybe she just goes. All right, there's that target. Yes, the part most people won't do. Yeah, that's true. I like FX replay because, like, this is random. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. This is a completely random day, completely random time. I have no clue what's going to happen. So that's what I like about FX replay. It does cost, you know, $25, $30, whatever it is per month, but it's completely worth it in the respect of what we're doing here. All right, we got a very small gap here, 63. Yeah, that's too small. In the 1 minute, you can see you have two. It's better on the 1 minute, but you have two gaps, and I don't like that. And if we fib this leg, let's kind of see. I mean, I do believe that we move lower here, a little bit lower at least. So this might be one of those kind of tricky ones. So this is what I talk about when I'm like, okay, I really would like a manipulation leg. What do I mean when I say that? What do I mean? So what I mean with that, if I can find the paintbrush thing. No, I think it's here. Where did it go? Where's the little paintbrush thing? Where's that thing at? Oh, it's here. Highlighter. So like what price likes to do once it makes a high, you know, it likes to put in a higher low, and then it's either going to go down, you know, and then go back up and make a higher high, and then get a better inversion to the downside. So that's what I mean by like a manipulation leg. Like when it just does this, it doesn't typically just go, but maybe. So I'm going to watch this gap here. I don't love it because there's not a singular fair value gap set up here. So this is one of those trades where it would kind of just be like a feel thing, right? Whether or not you take it. There's not really sweeping any liquidity here. Well, we swept liquidity to the downside, and we pushed back up. But on the push up, we're not really, I guess technically we swept some liquidity. So I may take this. This is going to be one of those ones that I'm going to consider a higher risk. And it would kind of just be a judgment call in real time whether or not I would actually take it. But because of the risk to reward here, I think it's still an okay play, right? Because we can kind of target this area here just kind of as our low-hanging fruit. Although I like this wick down here. But anyways, and then our break-even stop is going to be right here. It's only like 4 points away. So it's going to be one of those trades where maybe it's just break-even. We'll see. See, I don't like the way it looks already. And boom, we're stopped out on it. So again, this is what we talked about, a manipulation leg. So let's see what happens here. We're going to watch it play out. I almost bet anything this puts in a higher high, and then we get another opportunity to go short. It's kind of chopping around here for now. All right, that's the higher high. Oh, you've never done in-depth back testing? Yeah, it's one of those things, Banana. Like, it helps some people it doesn't. So I understand it. Some people it's going to help more than others. If you struggle in your trading and you struggle recognizing your setups, then I think FX Replay is a great source to, yes, knew something was weird. What is weird today? Like, why is this stopping there? This price action seems very slow. But yeah, if you're a person that struggles in your trading, then I think backtesting could be a great way to kind of recognize your setups, especially using FX Replay, right? This is going to help you recognize them in real time. All right, we had some sort of something. Okay, I don't know what that was yesterday. All right, let's kind of look at this leg here. All right. But yeah, backtesting helps me for sure. Like, it's one of those things where you're just recognizing your setup and you follow your rules and that sort of thing, and then it helps you. Now, I don't like doing it where you're just looking at the charts because I believe that you can already see what happens. And this, at least, you gotta recognize it in real time, right? And decide, is this something I would take if I were on the charts? And I probably would have taken that. Obviously, there was some sort of something there. It's a little weird. Nice volatile open, I guess. Oh, ready? Uh, 3 minutes clean-ish. Does FX Replay support 2K tick charts? I don't see any tick charts, I don't think. It doesn't. Yeah, I don't think so. Let's see, add. Yeah, I don't see any ticks, so I don't think so. It doesn't even have, like, seconds. That's the only thing I don't like about it. It's like sometimes I'll drop down to a 30-second and find an entry, as you guys know. And but it doesn't even have second charts. So, like, a lot of times I'll be out of a trade on the 30-second chart or whatever, but it doesn't have those. All right, so here we go. This is one. We swept liquidity. We're delivering from a gap here. See that gap? And, you know, we inverse the 3 minute. Stop on this one is wide-ish. 20 handle stops. I don't love that. But this is one of those ones where, like, should work. The RR is probably not going to be the best. Let's try to look to the left here if we can. Get a target. I mean, that right there looks pretty juicy. No problem, Oracle. Yeah, I wish it did. It would actually make a lot more sense. Some people have suggested the seconds chart, but they haven't done it yet. All right, let's throw the order on here. Like I said, stops on this one's a little bit bigger than I really like, but boom. I wish the 3 minute chart moved that fast in real time, right? So scaling at 20 points here. We'll scale half. Risk-free, stops at break even. And boom. 70-point winner again. See, that's the thing like about inversions. If you play them correctly, yeah, you're going to take a little loss here and there, 10, 15 points occasionally, probably one or two out of 10. But then you're going to slap a trade like this where it's going to hit you for 60 or 70 points, and it's just going to be amazing, right? So that's the thing that I like about the inversions. She's still going. And this is where you have to decide whether you want to be aggressive or not. Like in these situations where it's like, man, this looks like it could be a decent short setup, right? But do you want to be aggressive is the thing. You can wait for a major time frame to break, like a 5-minute, which I'm going to do here. And it just didn't break. I guess I could mark the 5-minute out here. It's a pretty small gap on the 5-minute, to be honest. It's not that obvious. Yes, Omatika Dodgy is who I watched. Now, obviously, I knew inversions before watching Dodgy, but the style that I'm trading and taking the inversions is from Dodgy. Same concept as what he's doing. Obviously, I watched the 2022 mentorship from ICT, and so I knew about inversions before that. I just didn't trade them in this fashion. So this is kind of a dirty close here. I mean, like, did it close below? Yes. Is it convincing? Not very. So you'd have to kind of make a decision here. I guess the risk to reward here is not too bad. You're only risking about 11 handles for, what, like 18? Let's see, like if you close, if you're just risking kind of that swing, I don't know. It's like a 1-to-1 basically. Could target lower really, but I don't like it, so I'm not going to take it, but it probably works. Yeah, there you go. Didn't work. It's just not a convincing like close below, right? Thank you, sir. I don't mind this one, actually. We swept some liquidity. We're delivering from a gap. And then we finally close. We close back a blow. I'm using this one. So I don't mind the look of this one. So we'll take this. And we can target a little lower on this one. Kind of got a manipulation leg here. Put in a lower high. So let's go down here. Kind of target there. So we'll give this one a try. Again, I think we'll just have like a hard stop in at that swing there. Close the back above the swing, then we take it off. And break even stop's going to be right here at the 428. About 12, 14 handles. Now, technically speaking here, let's look in here and look at what happened, right? So we created a swing. We hit this internal here. So technically I should probably break even. I could break even it there, but back below this swing here, we will break even. Stop it right there. And that's going to be 10 handles, so we will scale. So we'll take 50% off there and see what happens. All right, scale 25 more percent. So we hit that internal, the next one. And now let's see if we can leave a runner on for this larger profit. Coming into the lunch, end of the lunch hour here. See if we can continue down. Up about 40 points on the trade right now. Kind of retesting that inversion from earlier. No need to scale anymore. We just have a runner left, 25% of our position at this point. So we just kind of see if it hits our target. I am watching here. If we get some sort of inversion back to the upside, I may just kill the trade, but so far looks good. And it's teasing. Woo, look at that. It was like one tick away there. All right, so we will move the stop down at this point to, can I move it down? Oh, no, let me grab it. Am I not grabbing the, oh, I wasn't grabbing the right one. So I would probably move my stop to there. That should be their last protected swing. And plus, if we close back above that, we're probably going to head back in the other direction. So you kind of want to see that gap hold. And there you go, boom. Just another 67-point winner. Now, why did I like this trade more? Trading for Science, good morning, good afternoon. Why did I like this setup better than that original setup, the 5-minute where we closed below here? Or actually here. Well, it's because of this manipulation leg, right? We made a higher high, we pulled back, kind of suck in some shorts, and then it wrecks those people. And then we put in a lower high, and then we get a new inversion. So that first inversion doesn't always work, right out of the gate. It doesn't always work. And then the second one's usually best. So another 70-point winner. So there'd be no point in doing anything else, right? You just move on to the next day there. Move on to the next day. What do I use for a liquidity indicator, Joe? I'm not using anything. Just I'm just looking for targets. So I'm just looking. I just take the 15-minute chart, and I'm like, okay, here's some swings. I'm just looking for the targets there. So, like, here, if we're looking at the 15-minute, I'm kind of like, I'm not really using the higher time frame. I'm just coming to the 15, or you can use whatever time frame you want. And, like, to me, just kind of using the OT zone. So, like, thinking we maybe pull back into this area. Or we kind of are at like the 786 if we're going to continue higher on this leg here. So I'm just kind of waiting for setups that seem obvious and make sense, I guess. That's all I'm doing. All right, so you could take this. We're one candle late here. I don't like taking these right at open. It's not my most favorite thing to do, just because of the volatility. We did sweep the low. I don't know. I like a run into here, at least. What would the stop be on this? 10 points. We do have that low resistance liquidity there. This is one where I'm like kind of 50-50 on. Just think of it in terms of a setup. Is it A+? Do we sweep liquidity? Yes. Are we delivering from any kind of fair value gap? Not really. Not really, right? I don't know. I don't hate it, but I don't love it that much either. We should have been in already. So this might be one of those where we wait for a pullback to reduce our risk here since we're uncertain. So I think I'm going to put a limit order for a retest of the gap. So if we don't get a retest, we just won't get in here. This is a higher risk one. A limit save. So let's see if we get a retest. Whew. No retest yet, but if this next candle pushes above that candle, then we're not taking it. All right, tagged in. Ooh, so this is, all right, we'll be able to do it now, but like this would have been our scale point, right? See how this wicked back above that swing? So we should be scaling for 20 points here, but we're only going to be scaling for 10. That's okay. So we'll scale half our position. Stop will get a break even. That's the thing about it not having like a seconds chart on it. So stopped out. Still a W trade, but that just is a tough one. Yes, these are fibs, Joe. That's all it is. It's just taking a fib. So fib retracement, measuring the leg, you know. It's just a different look here, but it's a fib. Standard fib tool. That's the thing about taking these trades at open that's so risky is like if you got the draw and liquidity wrong, you can get wrecked pretty quickly. Wow. Obviously, there was 10 o'clock news. Did not know that. That's okay. So I'm going to take and use the news here for a news play potentially. Anybody know about the news play and how it works? So what you want to see is you want to use the 1 minute chart, have it put in a low or a high, and you want to see price run away from it. So we swept the low already, right? So we would be looking for some sort of inversion back to the upside. And this is where a 30-second chart would come in handy. All right. So we're looking for price to run back up to the data high there. So we have an inversion gap here. Not quite sure what we're delivering from, probably nothing. But this is one that we would take every single time. So now obviously I'd probably already be in on this just on momentum. So unfortunately the stop's going to be a little wider than normal. But that's all right. Still really good R, right? 1.8. Oh yeah, it needs to be a market. All right, so on this one, that's going to be one of those ones where it's like, where do you move your stop to break even? Probably like 280s, somewhere in there. There's no clear area on this one. Now we created a swing, so now there is a clear break even. So back above 260, stop will go to break even, and we will scale. There it is. So stop to break even. And we scale half for not a lot, 13 points, but 13 points is 13 points. And let's see what we can do. All right, we're going to go ahead and scale just a little more, 25 more percent. And we're going to leave a runner on here for the rest. This is one of those ones. So we got stopped down on this position, but what did we do here? We held this gap, and then we just inverse back to the downside again, right? So you could probably take this short back down to this low if you wanted to. If this 5-minute, probably not going to offer an entry. But I expect if this closes below here that this sweeps the low one more time. It closed below, but without conviction there. Why is this thing, is that the 1 minute? Yeah, I guess it is. $301, $288. What's up, Tamimi? We could take another stab here. If we get a clean close above here with momentum. $229. I don't hate this one. To be honest, I don't hate it. Still looking for 15 ticks. Yes, Tamimi, that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, but I'm also going to be trading the normal strategy where I look for more than 15 ticks. You see our entry really should have been at 230 here. Unfortunately, it went one candle further as this closed above there. So that would have been our entry. Kind of sucks. So if we take this one, that internal right there should be our break even and scale. But we swept liquidity, right? We swept these equal lows here, relative equal. We're delivering from a fair value gap. We're in discount, which means we're very low in the leg. So like this is an A+ setup. The only thing that sucks is we should be entering here, not here, but that's okay. So same idea. We want to sweep those data highs here, but I think we run the swings as well if we do. And then you can just put a hard stop right at the swing low here. So we got a nice 3.81 to 3.85 here. And like I said, our break-even stop now will be here at this swing, but realistically it should have been here. So stop the candle one candle too late. So like with that wick right there, we would be at break-even, and we would have scaled for 15 points. Actually, 25 points, because the entry would have been 30. So now this top of this wick will be our break-even stop. So there it is. So again, that's because we missed the entry, right? That's okay. So we're still scaling for 14 points, which, 14 points, can't be mad about it, right? Still good. Should be 25, but we'll take the 14. Now we're at break even, and we don't really care what happens. So there we go. Get stopped out. So we're kind of lucky there to get in on that and be able to get out. I am kind of surprised that one. We might want to get one more manipulation leg through the lows here before it continues higher. We'll see. Coming into lunch. All right, let's take a deeper look into this one. Did we sweep anything? Not really, right? I'm not going to take this one. I think it works because, you're scaling your break-evens there. 6 points, but I'm not going to take it. I want to see one more manipulation leg is kind of what I'm thinking here. Just chopping around. Now we're into the lunch hour. Good evening, Andy. Just finished your taxes. You owe. Dude, I'm glad you said that. I actually got to do my taxes as well. How long have we been live? I was only supposed to be on for like an hour. Right at an hour. Okay. We'll try to find one more trade. Yeah, I need to do mine. I already have mine loaded up. I just have to verify the information. And we'll be good. I don't... Let's think about this one. All right. Very similar to the last one. I don't love it, but we're going to take it. I wanted one more manipulation leg, and we're just not getting it, so... The good news is we can have a very tight stop on this one, really. Like right there. What? 5.5, 1 to 5.5 risk to reward here. We'll give it a go. Save. Woo! Not quite sure what that was. I mean, that's just at noon, so there should be no news there. But that will be a break even. And that will be a scale for sure. Scale for 54 points. We will scale for a little more if we get back above that swing to the left there. This one. Stopped us out. That's okay. So I think that's going to kind of be my last trade on it. Let's look at our stats. I don't think we did as well today as we could have done. So 83% win rate, not bad. Could have been better, but we'll take that. Average R 1.63, max R 3.7, ideal 7.9. So Thursday, Friday, we took a couple of losses, a couple of red trades. So not bad overall, I don't think. 80% win rate, 83. I'm typically a little higher than that. Usually run about an 85, so that's fine. 12 trades, 10 winners, 2 losers. No big deal. Yeah, that's what I like about it, Camber. It's completely random. So like you just pick a range of dates. So I pick like a 1 year range, and it just plops me in on a random date, and you just start trading. So, oh, yeah. I used to do that all the time, Camber. I'm not gonna lie. I used to do that all the time. So, but there you go. We started off the balance at $2,500. We were on micros or whatever there. So it's saying we only made $79, but obviously we made more than that. We're only risking 0.5%, so it was risking very, very little. I didn't really care about the amount there. It's just more, this is what I care about, win rate. Because my win rate is really a win rate, right? I scale at the internal liquidity when I move my stop to break even. So I scale half my position at the internal liquidity. So when it's 83%, it's really 83%. So there you go. If you guys haven't already hit the like button for me, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Once again, I haven't mentioned it, but 80% off Apex one-day pass still going on. 90% off Bulenox still going on. Links in the description if you want to support the channel. We will be back to normal next week, so we'll be streaming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know that I'm going to do the London session in the morning. Not quite sure. Depends on if I wake up. Yeah, kind of my sleep schedule is off a little bit, so I need to get that back to normal. So, but we will be live tomorrow, so join us for that. Appreciate you guys.